Hey there, YouTube. I've played the Elden Ring Nightreign beta test, and I've seen videos around YouTube and whatnot that are pretty much confused about what type of game this is. There are some videos that praise the game, but the majority of the videos, they say, "What is this? I don't understand. I don't get it." And I understand why they don't get it. I'm going to date myself in this video. I am a gamer before the term gamer was ever a term. I was born in the 70s, which makes me in my 40s. And I have played video games for a hell of a long time. So I have seen games go from text on up to the Elden Ring that we have today. Okay? In the evolution of video games, we've gone through stages, and we meaning us folks that enjoy this hobby, this art form. We've gone through evolutions of games. Okay? We've gone from games only being in arcades to games being ported from the arcades in terrible, terrible form like Pac-Man or Pitfall. You know, those early games on the Ataris and the ColecoVisions. They're pretty bad compared to the arcade versions. But then we had our Nintendos and we had our Sega Genesises and yada, yada, yada. Okay, I don't want to go into a rabbit hole there. My point that I'm trying to make is that video games have evolved, and it seems that the current generation of gamers are unfortunate in missing a crucial step in the history of video games. And that shows in Elden Ring Nightreign. Now, I'm kind of dragging this out because I haven't heard it spoken before, so that if I hear this repeated, I know that somebody actually sat down and watched my video. Okay, they heard what I had to say. Elden Ring Nightreign can be considered Elden Ring the arcade game. I'm gonna let that sit for a little minute. There are some viewers, or some YouTubers rather, that try to compare it to Fortnite, but that's only because of the way that the arena shrinks. To me, that is the only similarity there is to Fortnite. Maybe you can say this: the weapons, would be considered Fortnite-ish, and I'll give you that. But that's about it. That's about it. To me, they took the meat of Elden Ring and they simplified it by making it more fast-paced, more action-y, and very less RPG-y, if that's even a term. It feels like I'm playing Time Crisis in the arcade. It feels like House of the Dead. It feels like, to a very lesser extent, it feels like, no, I'm not going to even make that comparison because I can see that going sideways. No. But it feels like an arcade game to me. Okay, it feels like it's very fast-paced. It's easy in, easy out. The only complaint that I had about the beta test was that the instructions on mechanics weren't there, or at least they weren't apparent for me to find. So I was playing the Enchantress chick. I forgot her name, but the caster chick. I was playing her, and she has mechanics that I couldn't get a grasp of. And I'm actually kind of grateful for that, to be honest, because I wanted to get a raw impression without being told anything. Okay? or rather, any outside influence. How about that? I didn't want to see anyone else's playthroughs. I didn't want to see people who were there before I was, and all that good stuff. I wanted to get into it and figure it out for myself. When I did, I had a blast. I had so much fun playing this game. There wasn't a stamina gauge, so you could just run like crazy through this new version of Lindell. No fall damage, so I mean, shit, if you needed to get down there, you can get down there. And if you needed to get up there, they had a climbing mechanic that was one button press. You press the jump button, hold forward, and get the fuck up there. It was really awesome. My only drawback, like I said, was learning the mechanics. Like there was no blue Estus flask, so there was no mana regen like that. So I didn't know how to regen my mana. They kind of hinted at it in one of the pop-ups, but there was no way for me, unless I was just headstrong in trying to play versus learn. Like if I needed to wait and figure it out before I actually ventured in, then that's on me. But while playing, there was no way to, get a handle of that. So I once I ran out of mana, I was screwed. I had to wait until I got to like a checkpoint or a mana regen, like flower, a marker or whatever the hell it is, to regen mana. But that's the only negative. Okay, so let's get that out of the way. The only negative I had. Excuse me. No one has been saying what this game feels like that I could relate with, because we have a generational gap. We have like 2 generations. I could probably be some of these YouTubers' father, and that's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing at all. But again, I think that I think that the newer generation of gamers are cheated because they haven't had the arcade experience. Some gamers now, mostly in the FGC, the fighting game community, most of the gamers there, the fighters there, they have a connection with arcades because most of the pros there came from the arcade, or most of the vets, I should say, came from arcades. So they still hold on to that arcade mentality, that cutthroat, one coin, one life, winner stays, loser pays mentality. So they still know what arcade isms are. But when it comes to action games, gamers now, they have no idea. They have no idea what it is to play Contra on a quarter. Okay? They have no idea what it is to play TMNT, Turtles in Time on a quarter. No idea what that is. Where either like you were good enough to use that 1 quarter and finish the game, or you would go through your allowance trying to learn the mechanics of like X-Men in the arcade or something. Yeah, you can play them now. Like, there's nothing against playing games now. I'm not saying that yesterday was better and now is crap. No, I think now is like the golden age, or the new renaissance of gaming. Gaming today is amazing. But there is a sense of, I don't know, man. It's like it's not pity, it's longing. It's a longing for gamers today to understand and know what the arcade was. There'll never be an arcade again. Like you can go to places like Galloping Ghost in suburban Chicago, and you can spend like $20 or something like that, and you can play arcade games all day. But I think they're set up to be infinite continues. Like you can just press the button and whatnot, so you have to spend quarters. Again, nothing wrong with that, but it's not the raw original experience of having to be good, not just get good. Get good came with Dark Souls, okay? Be good. In my youth, in my heyday, there was a kid in my neighborhood who could play Black Tiger on 1 life. Not even just 1/4. You put in the 1/4, you get 3 lives. Black Tiger on 1 life. Okay? You can find Black Tiger in a Capcom collection right now. I present a challenge to anyone listening to complete that game on a no die run, no death run. Okay? Challenge laid down. All right? Anyway, I'm kind of getting off track. Elden Ring Nightreign is a fantastic venture. It's a courageous venture for FromSoft. Gamers always say, "Oh, I need something new. Where's the next innovation? This is old and tired. You know, I'm tired of playing the same game with a different, a different mask or a different skin." It's not new per se. It's still Elden Ring-ish. It's still Souls-ish, but it's a progressive twist on bringing life into an existing IP. I mean, to be honest, I haven't finished base Elden Ring, so I'm going to say this with all the reverence that I can. All right. Elden Ring and Erd Tree, from my understanding, that's a complete story. It has elements in there that can be branched off later. Like if they wanted to do another DLC, they probably could. But for the most part, you got it. Okay, you have Elden Ring. But there is something there where you don't want to let go of Elden Ring, right? You like the look, you like the atmosphere, hell, the mechanics. I believe that this is a way to entreat players who are Elden Ring veterans and action game enthusiasts to experience Lindell, to experience, Elden Ring, the lands between. So that's my take on Nightreign. I think it's the right price also. I think they're charging $40 for the base game and maybe like 60, 65, $70 for the enhanced edition or collector's edition. I think that is a fantastic price point considering what this game is. Like it's not, I don't think it's going to be nearly as deep as Elden Ring, and I think it's going to be kind of like a sort of like hip shot sort of game, get in, get out, and have that arcade experience, like winner plays, loser stays. If you can't cut it, get out, try again. And I think that's fantastic. I think this is going to be a beacon for other developers to follow suit. Not so much making an emulation of this game, but to be brave and experiment with their own IPs or even with new IPs to just be brave and just come out swinging and be confident in the game that you develop. Those are my thoughts about Elden Ring Nightreign. I'm DivineTestament, and I'll see you again.